lovers, and welcome to the Liberty Mike podcast, broadcasting from an undisclosed location in the heart of Dixie. I am Michael, and I am here with Liberty Larry.
How's it going?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
So did you watch the shuttle launch yesterday?
I did not, but I heard from President Trump that it was amazing.
Oh, well, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that from Trump.
That was the very beginning of his address last night.
Oh, was it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was all the talk in the...
They're going to go farther than anybody's ever gone before. It's the best mission ever in the history of anything ever.
So the moon moved back some?
Well,
is that the claim here?
The claim is actually they're going around the moon at a greater distance than any other trip. So they're actually traveling further. Of course, it depends on... it
depends on a lot of things, I'm sure.
Yeah. So... I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool that we're doing this again. I think that the idea of a moon base is absurd, especially as an extra launching pad, like to give us a head start to go to Mars or whatever. The smartest thing would just be to assemble it in Earth orbit.
Yeah. Sorry, there was a dog in your yard.
Why is there a dog in my yard?
It was a small dog. It really distracted me. I'm sorry. It's moved past now. So.
Okay. Well, it shouldn't be in my yard. Of course, maybe if I built that last piece of fence again,
right?
I'd be more effective at keeping random animals out of my yard.
You're gonna get the shotgun,
BB gun,
BB gun.
Yeah.
Bottle rockets.
Shoot them in the butt.
I find bottle rockets effective.
Oh well, I don't have any bottle rockets.
Yeah.
And I don't have a BB gun either.
Oh, really?
I got some real guns, but I don't want to shoot him with one of those.
Bottle rockets are effective because they just make a bunch of noise and don't hurt anything, but get the point across that this isn't a place to come to.
Yeah. My dad's dead now, so I think I can probably mention this. Yeah. We had a neighbor who had a big dog that was just kind of out of control.
Yeah.
It was a problem.
Yeah.
Dad went out to work one morning, and that dog had knocked over the trash can and was half in the trash can doing whatever dogs do, half in a trash can.
Yeah.
And so he crept up behind it and shot it in the butt with a 38 rat shot.
Oh, nice. I bet that dog didn't appreciate that.
Well, there were a lot of things about that, actually. So at 6 o'clock or 6:30 in the morning in our little residential neighborhood, a 38 going off is really loud.
Yeah, bet it is. Bet it echoed through the whole area.
And he said the dog jumped and knocked the trash can almost off. Like it jumped up inside the trash can still and yelped and went running back home.
Yeah.
And the neighbor, when my dad got home from work, actually asked him about, did he hear a gunshot this morning? He was like, I swear I heard a gunshot this morning. Dad's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
There's no gunshot.
However, it was effective because for the rest of its life, that dog would walk up the street and then cross the street to pass our house.
Wow. So. Well, that goes to my point. I'm just saying, you can create a memory.
Yes. Bad memories are the ones that stick.
Yeah, exactly.
This is self-preservation memory here.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, anyway. So that was a very long time ago, and my dad's passed away. He can't be prosecuted at this point.
Yeah.
And it didn't kill the dog.
I was going to say, dog's fine. It just... Yeah. It made an impression on him.
Yeah, there was an impact. A couple of impacts, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you want to start with?
Wherever you want to go, man.
Okay. Since this is only going to take 2 minutes, let's go ahead and mention the TSA.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of complaints about the TSA.
And
I'm going to just leave that open. I could qualify it with right now, but I don't think that extra phrase is necessary because there's always complaints about the TSA.
From its inception.
Yep.
So
remember the TSA was formed in 2001 as a response to 9/11.
Yep.
To unify airport security so it'd all be the same everywhere, which
Oh, wow.
25 years later, it's still not.
It is remarkable that you're like, I guess, kind of had forgot that was the idea, was to make it, because it's anything but.
Yeah. Take your computer out. Don't take your computer out. Take your shoes off. Don't take your shoes off. Like, it depends on where you are, what you have to do now anyway.
Which wouldn't be that big a deal if they weren't so angry about you for doing it wrong. Well, I actually don't mind that being different everywhere I go. Just be clear to me when I get there what I have to do, and don't act like it's my fault that I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you don't fly enough anyway.
I don't fly enough for it to be a problem, but that's irritating. Like,
well, I'll tell you, that experience for me was far worse in Madrid, Spain, than it's been anywhere in the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When I flew through Madrid last time, like, my Spanish isn't great. Like, it's not even good.
Yeah.
Okay. But I can kind of fumble through, and I can read a sign. Like, I actually read Spanish okay.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got like a little short sign in Spanish, I can probably figure out
the gist of it.
Yeah, what it's trying to tell me to do.
Yeah.
No signs anywhere. I did also land there at like 5 o'clock in the morning local time. So to be fair,
so they put those signs up later in the day, maybe.
Well, no, but there wasn't a lot of staff.
Okay.
And then, but even the staff that was there didn't tell you what you needed to do.
Yeah.
And then they would yell at you when you do it wrong.
Yeah.
In Spanish, of course. And I'm like,
Right.
Luckily, there was a guy from Switzerland, actually, who was there that spoke fluent Spanish and kept like sticking his head in and translating for all of the people that didn't understand what was being asked of them. But they were like really mean about it. And like, I was like, there's no signs. You're not telling me what to do. How am I supposed to know?
Right, exactly.
Anyway. So, you know, among other complaints about the TSA, they yell at you when you do it wrong and don't tell you what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But it's worse now, apparently, because they don't have enough staff. They've gotten a whole bunch of people.
It's worse now because those guys aren't getting paid.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot less of them.
Yeah. And the ones that are there are much angrier.
Exactly.
Oh, I didn't finish our history, though. So when it started, though, in 2001, it was under the Department of Transportation.
Okay.
It was moved to Department of Homeland Security in 2003, I think.
Oh, okay.
So now TSA is part of the DHS.
I assumed it was always part of DHS.
There wasn't a DHS when it was
Well, I guess not. Well, I guess it wasn't part of that then.
Yeah.
But I assumed it was more in the Homeland Security realm, though, than transportation.
Most flights are domestic, man. If they wanted to do that for international flights, that would have made sense for Department of Homeland Security, I think. Although I guess Department of Homeland Security is more inward facing than outward facing.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Which is its own problem.
Yeah.
But before that, the airlines handled their own security.
Yeah.
And this was a problem. Why exactly? Because airlines have no interest in protecting their $100 million aircraft?
Yeah. I mean, and you think about the weapons.
Or their reputation?
The weapons that were used on 9/11. I mean, we're talking about box cutters here.
Yeah.
It's not like they boarded with assault rifles and took over planes. Like, they were already using makeshift weapons in the first place.
Yeah. And they take all kinds of ridiculous stuff away from you now, TSA, like a nail file or something like that.
Yeah.
My mom has had, my mom's a quilter, right? And so she has, I believe multiple times now, had the tiny little pair of scissors she uses for clipping thread taken away from her.
Good night.
Yeah. So that seems kind of absurd.
Exactly.
What I wanted to point out to people is, first off, this wouldn't be a problem if it was privately controlled. If the airline still ran their own security, or if the airport itself ran its own security, we wouldn't have this problem right now.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be government funded.
Yeah, and in fact, the places that are doing fine are the places, because you don't have to use the TSA, but you have to, if you hire an independent contractor to do it, they have to follow the
Uphold certain
TSA's
standards,
standards, and they have to TSA actually has oversight over them. So it's really mostly only very small airports that do it. Although I think San Francisco or San Diego, one of the big airports in California, uses private security.
I was not aware of that. I thought TSA was like mandatory.
No.
Okay.
And then, of course, other than the actual like check-in security, all the rest of the security in the airport is private anyway.
Yeah.
They're either dependent on local law enforcement or their own private security anyway.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be a big shift to get away from TSA. And TSA's track record isn't really that good. Every time they do audits, they do a terrible job of preventing fake and actual weapons from being brought through security and onto the plane.
Yeah.
It's apparently not that hard to get past TSA with something really dangerous.
Yeah. When you're not even trying.
Yeah. And there's really stupid oh yeah, I actually took like a 4-inch pocket knife like with a real blade on it. I mean, I say pocket knife, and so maybe you're imagining something
like a Boy Scout, like a what's the Swiss Army knife? Or something?
Yeah, but no,
like the real deal,
like a knife that you could gut a pig with.
Yeah, right.
Onto a plane accidentally.
Yeah.
And I actually put it in the tray. Like it was in my pocket, and I was like, well, so I just I put it in the tray, and it went through.
It made it through. Wow.
And then, of course, the things like you're limited to the number of ounces, bottles of only X ounces. I think it's 3 ounces now.
Yeah.
That you can take on, so that they can prevent you from having enough of something to blow stuff up, I guess. The problem is that you can have any number of bottles of 3 ounces of less of the same thing.
Yeah. So people have like gallon bags of miniatures.
Yeah. A friend of ours I ran into on a plane on my way to my brother's wedding. She had a gallon freezer bag full of mini bottles.
I could just
like
picture
that made it
like,
through security, no problem.
Right.
And I've thrown, I've gotten on planes with like 4 or 5 of the mini bottles in a plastic bag and put them in the tray, and it goes right through. The airlines themselves don't like that, but the TSA doesn't care.
Right. Crazy.
But here's the important point that I wanted to make. Besides the fact that they constantly fail these tests, in the 25 years since the establishment of the TSA, first off, they haven't unified airport security.
Yeah.
And more importantly, they haven't caught a single terrorist in that time.
Yeah.
25 years, they haven't caught a single terrorist, but more than 400 agents have been arrested for theft, smuggling, or assault.
That's wild.
Now, I don't know if the numbers would be any better if private security was doing it, but I think they would, because the government just isn't really accountable to anybody. It doesn't affect them particularly if they're bad at their job. And government jobs are pretty well protected, so it's kind of hard to get fired from a government job.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're private security, you're working for the airline or the airport or whoever, like you're accountable to them.
Yeah.
The government is working for the people and is clearly not accountable to them.
Yeah, and the way that works it's just so weird because you're right. Like in private sector, if something's fishy's going on, somebody's getting wind of it and like taking care of it or looking at it. But when you're talking about government agencies, everybody knows how hard it is, even in government, to get rid of a government employee. Mm-hmm. So there's the incentive to, like Joe over there is not doing his job and is not up to snuff, but nobody bothers to do anything about it because like nothing's gonna happen if you speak up.
Yeah.
So why bother? But it does not work that way in the private sector.
Yeah, if you had a private security agency running security for your airport and you did an audit and they had a 90% failure rate of preventing weapons from passing through,
we're resetting that whole crew.
Yep, we're finding another company to do it.
Well, another company to do it, but on top of that, that company's like getting rid of people and bringing new people in. Government just don't work that way.
No.
Like so something happened over there, so we're going to move that guy to a different area now because we can't fire him. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just the incentive structure is just wonky.
It's just very different.
So,
Anyway, so that's the rant on TSA again. Once again, just privatize it. Get rid of the TSA, privatize security.
so how you feel about ICE being in the airports?
Doing what?
I don't know. They've deployed them to the airports.
Did they deploy them to the airports because they didn't have enough TSA agents, so they're trying to make up the difference?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's the idea. I don't know how they're. I've heard different reports. Like, I mean, I've actually what I've heard more than anything is they're just kind of wandering around. The ICE agents are.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Checking out the terminal bar.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Well, I don't care. It's all the same to me.
Yeah. I don't know. Just,
whether he's an ICE agent or a TSA agent, it's all the same to me.
Yeah. It's all government employees.
Yeah. Are they rousting people out of the airports? Are you hearing that?
No, I haven't heard that. And that's not to say it ain't going on, but I'm just saying that.
I'm sure you'd hear about it if that was happening.
It hasn't crossed my radar.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, no, I don't have a particular problem with that more than I have a problem with the TSA in the first place.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Let's move to Trump's address last night.
Did you watch it?
Well, I didn't watch it last night. I watched it on YouTube later.
Okay.
But I did watch the whole thing. It was only like 18 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I heard 20 minutes, but I don't know what the exact minute it was.
It, of course, started off with praising NASA for launching Artemis.
Yeah.
And then he talked about Iran.
Yeah. And in no major announcements? Troops on the
No,
ground?
there was a bunch of, suggestions of what he might be going on there to say. He might be going on there to say that that we've won and we're done and we're leaving.
Yeah.
He did not say that.
Yeah.
The other thing, he might go on there and say, we're escalating, we're putting troops on the ground, we're going to go take over that whole country and all their oil.
Yeah.
That didn't happen either.
Okay.
It was 18 minutes of justifying the status quo.
Yeah. Which they've done a pretty horrible job of as to date. Every time somebody talks about this war, I hear something different.
Yeah, well, it was a lot of it was just a collection of
all the excuses we've used so far.
I was trying to come up with a better word, but BS justifications for the war.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
That was the most of it. Sprinkled with a lot of praise for how great we are.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Which seems to be a boomer thing. I've decided that this is like a boomer generation thing. That boomer is the right name for that generation. That it's the generation that really likes America dropping bombs places because it makes them feel powerful or something.
Yeah, there's something to
that. They grew up in the shadow of the atomic bomb, and there's like a real appreciation for bombing places.
Yeah, from
the boomers, it seems. Even people that I think of as being generally anti-war seem to go rah, rah, rah once we start dropping bombs.
Yeah. The whole rah, rah, rah thing. I mean, I love my country. I'm not saying I don't, but I don't know. Like, it's taking pride in your country is just a weird thing to me.
Well, there's a lot of things that I take pride in my country, but, I look at its roots, where it came from, what it was formed, created to be.
Yeah.
I take pride in a lot of that.
Yeah.
I take pride in a lot of the accomplishments of this country anyway.
Yeah.
This country became the center of the world economy and innovation in the late 19th and early 20th centuries.
Yeah.
But that was an incredible run for a country that was only 150 years old.
Yeah, but our generation didn't even have anything to do with that.
Well, you're not in my generation.
Yeah, but still, are you saying your generation did that? Like, I don't know.
No. My generation's the slacker generation. Remember, I'm Gen X. So,
I don't know. I mean, it's like I said, it's not. I love my country. I don't know. It's always been a weird thing to me. Like it's weird to me to take pride in something you didn't participate in.
Yeah, but you say we when you talk about Alabama games.
That's true. Well, I mean, I have an impact on that. Like,
Yeah, you're cheering. I'm sure
yeah,
matters.
My cheering makes a difference, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just a weird thing.
No, I'm just unhappy with the way the United States has turned that power that they innovated their way to into a way of just throwing its weight around the world.
Yeah. Well, and I know we're going to get into, because you played me a clip earlier from the Trump speech, and we're going to get into some of that. But my thing is it's not a surprise that we have the most powerful military on the planet. Like, if you're going to get up there and talk about, we destroyed them and blah, 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 like, that shouldn't surprise anybody.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't enter into this thinking that they had a chance at beating us.
Right.
Like,
yeah. Well, they thought that the war was going to be over in 4 days.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, that's what they went into it with. That's what they were telling allies, apparently.
Yeah.
Is that the war would be over in 4 days.
Well, and the truth is, I think that was Trump's plan. And it just didn't work out that way because unlike in the 12-day war, Iran didn't capitulate.
Yeah.
They had enough of this and decided we're not just going to back down, because the truth is I think that if they had backed down immediately, that it would have been done in that quick.
Yeah, that's probably true. And then they would have had to deal with it again
6 months from now.
Yeah.
Again, which is, that the neocons don't have a problem with that.
No, that's true.
And in a lot of ways, Israel probably doesn't have a problem with that.
No. Israel would rather just get it done.
Well, they'd just rather get it done. But, I mean, I think their time scale is like Trump's presidency.
Actually, let's stop for just a moment on this, on the address, and we'll come back to it.
Okay.
Don't let me forget to come back to it.
We'll come back to the address. I'll try to remember.
But I do want to talk about Israel's role in this, because a lot of people, like I keep hearing people say facetiously, oh yeah, obviously Israel wanted this, but they're taking the brunt of it. Like Israel's getting just lit up. And so, sure, Israel wanted this. No, Israel, maybe the population didn't, but Netanyahu did. You got to remember where Netanyahu
made no secret about it.
Yeah, you got to remember where Netanyahu is vis-a-vis his position. If he is ever not the prime minister of Israel, he's going to jail.
Yeah, that is true. And people have forgotten about that because this has went on for so long now. Because I'm trying to remember exactly what was going on, but he was.
It was corruption charges.
Yeah, it was, and he was on the ropes before the October 11th thing.
October 7th.
7th. Yeah, I knew it was October.
And he
was on the ropes.
Yeah, and they'd kind of gotten back to it before the 12-day war.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court in Israel just had a decision that he cannot be pardoned for his corruption.
Oh, really? I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. So that guy's hanging on for as long as he can, and this benefits him in that way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, Israel may be taking the brunt of the damage, but Netanyahu himself is being saved by this.
Yeah. Or at least strung along a little longer.
Yeah. For as long as this goes on. I mean, I don't see them removing him from office as long as they're engaged in a war.
Yeah, that's true.
So just remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the address.
All right.
One of the parts that stood out to me that I thought was just ridiculous and funny was Trump talking about Iran's nuclear program again, Iran's nukes. How no president before him was brave enough to take the step to prevent Iran from getting nukes. And, he's finally taken the step to prevent Iran from getting nukes and make sure that they never got any nukes. And like his predecessors should have done, Iran didn't have any nukes before.
Well,
Like,
it's just funny to me because he is one of his predecessors.
well, yeah, that's true too. I mean, but he eliminated the JCPOA, which is one of the things that really stood in the way of this war.
Yeah.
The JCPOA, like people, this is another thing that people keep forgetting, is that Iran is a party to the Non-Proliferation Treaty. They had already agreed not to create nuclear weapons. They have a fatwa against creation of weapons of mass destruction. And for a religious-based society, a religious decree holds some weight. They agreed to the JCPOA, which was additional safeguards against their development of a nuclear weapon. And on top of the safeguards that were already in place with the Non-Proliferation Treaty. And the reason that they did that probably was to take away that reason for war. To say, hey, look, you keep claiming that we're producing nuclear weapons or that we're seeking a bomb, and we're not. So what will it take to convince you?
Yeah.
Because we want to take this casus belli off the table.
Yeah.
And then Trump tore up the treaty and threw it away in his first term.
Which is wild because the whole idea, like if it just goes to show you, if you truly wanted to make sure Iran didn't have nuclear weapons, like having the inspectors in there should probably be your top priority.
Yeah, because now there are no inspectors.
Well,
You've
that's what
actually
I'm
made it
saying.
more likely that Iran will develop a nuclear weapon through the destruction of the JCPOA and now the current destruction of their country.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there ain't no inspectors there now.
Because nobody's dropping bombs on North Korea.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. I mean.
And so anyway, the whole nuclear weapons thing is ridiculous anyway, but he's making the claim that he's the first president to finally do something to prevent them from getting nuclear weapons, but they've been telling us that they've been seeking nuclear weapons for 30 years, 40 years.
Yeah.
And they don't have any.
Yeah.
And it's not because they don't have the technical skill, because they're kind of some kind of, backward nation that doesn't have any ability to produce a nuclear weapon. If they were seeking a nuclear weapon,
they could have it.
They could have it by now.
Yeah, absolutely.
They would have it by now, in fact.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't be dropping bombs on them if they did.
Yeah.
And if you think that they don't recognize that, then you're fooling yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it's dealing with smart people.
Yeah. And you've eliminated a second Ayatollah that signed on with the idea that they will not produce weapons of mass destruction because it's against the tenets of Islam.
Yeah. I don't. It's so crazy to me because it just feels like the end goal here is to make Iran a failed state.
Yeah, because that goes really well. We've seen how well that goes.
Exactly. I mean, we've done this over and over again. We know where this road leads. To think it'll be any better in Iran is just crazy.
Yeah. Well, Trump spent a fair bit of time talking about the Straits of Hormuz, and I said that the speech was just a collection of BS excuses for war. The other part of it was that it was an attempt to calm the markets.
Yeah.
It was an economic pitch.
Well, I wish he would. My 401k wishes he would calm the markets.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, he's costing a lot of people a lot of money right now.
Yeah.
It could get a lot worse. We'll talk about that.
Oh, it could get a lot worse. It's probably gonna, but
it almost certainly will. I don't see an easy off ramp.
Yeah. I mean, not at this point.
And but let's play this clip because, man, this was something.
All right,
here we go.
There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and we're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. We've beaten and completely decimated Iran. They are decimated, both militarily and economically and in every other way. And The countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the Strait and just take it. Protect it. Use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this conflict is over, the Strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally.
I tell you, I feel like that first statement about there's no other country in the world like the U.S., I feel like at this point the world is breathing a collective sigh of relief.
Right.
But yeah, like the whole thing is for those nations dependent on oil through the Strait of Hormuz, you should pluck up the courage and go take it. You should have done it before. You should have joined us. Hard part's done. We don't need it. Buy ours. You know.
Yeah. That one gets me the most because, like, even if, which our gas prices are going up, by the way. I don't know what world he's living in.
Yeah.
But
well, he's trying to calm the market. He's trying to tell them, oh, there's plenty of oil. The problem is that it's all a collective. Like it's about the global supply.
Well, that's where I was going, is the fact that whether or not, like, maybe we're not going to run out here, but if you cut oil out of the supply and demand, like, the price is gonna go up.
Yeah. The problem is that he's going to have to make more if he wanted to stabilize the price here, despite 10 to 20% of the world's oil being unavailable.
Yeah.
He would have to prevent export.
Yeah.
He would actually have to,
like, take over the market.
Yeah, take over the market and prevent export, because what would happen otherwise is that Europe or Asia or whoever
you sell it to the highest bidder.
Yeah, would be offering higher prices for American oil than Americans would be, and so you'd sell it to them.
Yeah, you always sell it to the highest bidder. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And of course, the Houthis have gotten involved now and are striking tankers going through the Red Sea.
Really?
Yeah. So that's another. I mean, they say that that 20% of the world's energy supply goes through the Straits of Hormuz. The Red Sea is like another 6 to 8%.
Yeah.
Like you could reduce global energy by a quarter.
Yeah.
In this.
Yeah.
Great decision, obviously.
Yeah.
And
and I don't understand. Like, he keeps saying that these other countries should step in and, like, take over the strait, but we're not going to do it. That just don't make any sense to me.
No.
If it was so easy to do, we would just do it.
Yeah, we've gone round and round with this. We need NATO's help. We don't need NATO's help. We never asked NATO in the first place.
Yeah.
We need their help again. We never needed them. I mean, like, the number of statements that have come out that are conflicting is just beyond understanding. Yeah. The guy makes no sense. Like, it gets to a point where, like, if you're a businessman, you're going into board meetings, you're making your pitch. Like, you're making your pitch to this small group of people. Then you go to another small group of people and you make another pitch. And maybe it's different, maybe it's the same, maybe it's substantially different, maybe there's some overlap or whatever, but it's all like discrete groups.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're
groups
doing this,
you're assuming aren't talking to one another.
Yeah, and when you're doing this in front of the nation, then you just sound like you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. The story keeps changing.
Yeah, if the same person hears 6 different pitches, then they start to wonder which one, if any, is true.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if the person who's giving the pitch even knows.
Yeah, which I think is the case here.
Which is where I am, yeah. And then he finishes it off, of course, with Well, the straits will be open. The straits will open naturally when this conflict is over.
Yeah.
You know what else?
Yeah.
2 months ago, the straits were open.
Yeah. Yeah. They were.
There was no interference with global energy supply 2 months ago.
Yeah.
What sparked all this? Us in Israel,
Yeah.
bombing Iran. There was no problem before we started bombing Iran.
Yeah.
And this has been the case over and over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so wild to me because, like, I mean, it's pretty clear at this point, like, Trump's presidency is going to be consumed by this problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's shot his own self in the foot.
Well, I mean, I don't have any doubts really that he thought this was going to be his legacy issue.
Yeah.
That he finally destroyed the evil Iranian regime.
Yeah.
Which became the evil Iranian regime during the Iraq War. Like after 9/11, the George Bush lumped Iran in with in the axis of evil.
Yeah.
Remember? And before that, Iran was helping us round up terrorists.
Yeah.
And then when George Bush made them part of the axis of evil, they were like, well, forget it. We're not helping you anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I don't know why we have decided. Well, I do. I've made the case before. It's about energy and the movement of energy around the world, and that's why we're antagonistic against Iran, because they're an easier target than Russia, and you have to go through one of those two nations to get from the east to the west.
Yeah,
by land.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, in the end, it's about trying to corner the energy supply into U.S. supplies, either by take control of Venezuela's oil, which is the other big oil producer in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
Besides us.
Yeah.
And Canada, I guess, has reasonable supplies. But anyway, and then we've already stolen oil from Syria.
Yeah.
And we're trying to steal oil from Iran.
Yeah.
And I think that this is, a lot of this is about ensuring that that the U.S. is supplying energy to the world, that we have control of the energy market.
Yeah. Along with everything else.
Well, sure. And the fast food market and the tennis shoe market and the car market.
And the currency market.
Actually, we can't make any claims on the car market. I think the Japanese probably have the best claim on the car market.
Yeah.
Can't go anywhere without seeing Honda and Toyota.
They make good cars.
They do. It is interesting in Europe, like the different kind of cars you see.
Really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Stuff that you don't really see here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Something that would be considered like a rare sight over here.
Yeah, like an Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
And they're everywhere there. And the Peugeot, French, I think it's French. Anyway, like stuff like that you will rarely see here, but they're all over the place in Europe.
Yeah, interesting.
And you don't see a lot of American cars.
Yeah, that's the rare sight over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I do have a clip from Rubio now that I want to play. I'm over clipped today. That's 2.
You got 2, yeah.
Yeah. I don't like playing a lot of clips. And I apologize in advance for this one. He's standing in front of a jet. I tried to clean it up, and I guess the jet engine noise is just like too broad a spectrum. Yeah. So every time I tried to remove the noise, it removed too many frequencies, and so the audio, like the vocals, were gone.
You need the version of that clip of the guy that's using the actual microphone and not the version that everybody else has with their phone.
Oh yeah, well,
there's
I don't know
one guy with with the actual microphone, and everybody else has their phone out recording it. Like, I think we got a crappy phone recording.
I don't think so. I don't think that there's any way around that. Jet engines are loud.
You think so?
Yeah. You don't fly enough.
I don't fly a lot.
All right. Well, anyway, here's the clip from Rubio.
All right.
This is not going to be a prolonged conflict. The objectives I've outlined to you, again, I repeat them, because I see these reports, it's like the news is not clear on what objectives are. We've been as clear as you can possibly be from the very first night of what the objectives of this mission are. We're going to destroy their factories that make missiles and rockets and drones. We're going to destroy their Navy. We're going to destroy their Air Force. And we are going to significantly destroy their missile launchers so they can never hide behind these things to get a nuclear weapon. We are achieving all those objectives. We are ahead of schedule on most of them. And we can achieve them without any ground troops, without any. Now, in terms of why there's deployments, number one, the president has to be prepared for multiple contingencies, which we're not going to discuss in the media. And again, I refer you to the Department of War, who will probably tell you the exact same thing. But we can achieve all of our objectives without ground troops, but we are always going to be prepared to give the president maximum optionality and maximum opportunity to adjust to contingencies should they emerge.
Okay, that's in answer to a question about why they're moving ground troops over there.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what I wanted to draw attention to in that clip, and I apologize for playing that crappy audio clip to show this, but is that there's just so many contradictions in this. First off, he's like, well, we're working on destroying their Navy. Trump says that's done.
Yeah.
We're working on destroying their army. Trump says that's done.
Yeah.
People keep claiming that they can't, they aren't a threat anymore, that they can't launch missiles, but they're doing it every day.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it's funny you mentioned that one specifically because I keep hearing that their capabilities are gone, and then I keep hearing that they hit more targets, and I'm like, well, like one of the things is obviously true.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so remember Trump gave an ultimatum to Iran on the opening of the Straits of Hormuz.
Yep.
Okay, so Rubio says we're ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
But we postponed that ultimatum to April 6th.
Oh, we pushed it that far out?
Yep.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
I knew the other date had came and went.
Yeah.
I thought we had just kind of forgot about that.
Nope, we postponed the ultimatum to April 6th.
Yeah.
We've achieved all our objectives, according to a number of government officials.
Yeah.
But we're sending more troops and equipment over there.
Yeah.
The straits will open naturally, but we need help.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Both of these things can't be true at the
Yeah,
same time.
this is all, and I get the, well, we need maximum optionality. That's an interesting word.
Yeah.
And I understand being prepared for contingencies and so forth, but it belies the confidence that they're presenting everything with. And of course, the best question is, if we've achieved all our objectives, why are we still fighting?
Yeah.
And why are they?
Yeah, exactly.
So I just don't feel like we're in as good a shape in this. Of course, yeah, first casualty of war is the truth, right? But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see this ending soon, and if it doesn't end soon, I foresee a lot of real serious economic problems.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is
Real serious economic
Trump
problems.
has to recognize and know that. As far as the economic problems coming down the pike here.
Yeah.
So I gotta think that he wants to get out of this as quick as he can. I don't see how he does.
Yeah, I don't either. And apparently he doesn't either.
And that's, I think, so what my view of this is exactly that, is that he's been looking for the off-ramp ever since he got on and just ain't found it.
Yeah. The problem is that if you withdraw, especially if you withdraw while Iran still controls the straits.
Yeah.
Which has apparently been something that's been floated out there. Like, okay, well, maybe we just leave them in control of straits and end this thing.
Yeah.
But if you withdraw, and especially if you withdraw with Iran still controlling the straits, then like you have to give up the idea that America's this great superpower that can project their interests wherever they want.
Exactly.
All right. And Trump doesn't want to be the president that gave up the American superpower status.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not going to allow that to happen.
He's not the guy for that.
Yeah.
We should have reelected Biden.
Right. Yeah.
I do not mean that.
Yeah.
Lesser of two evils here, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what Kamala would be doing in this position.
I think the same thing. I mean, I think we were heading down this road one way or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, she had Liz Cheney campaigning with her.
That's true.
Like, enough said. Like, I mean, you can't say we wouldn't have ended up here with Liz Cheney in the administration.
I had considered this a possibility. I was hoping that we'd have enough sense not to do this. Now I kind of wish that I had predicted the war with Iran to my cousin while I was in Switzerland, because then I could be like a prophet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that that was that complicated.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
still. We're already seeing the energy impacts. And we've talked in the past about that there are textile impacts. So clothing production is affected by a lack of petroleum products.
Yeah.
Like a lot of what's the word for not natural?
Unnatural?
Synthetic.
Synthetic. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of synthetic fabrics are petroleum chains. The big one, and I think that this is really important, and I think that Trump is marching towards this being his legacy, and this is really unfortunate for him and for the United States.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like, most of the third world, is the fertilizer issue. The food supply issue is real big going forward.
Oh yeah.
And I'm afraid, and this is all doom and gloom, and I apologize. Like, hopefully we avoid this, but I don't see how there isn't a pretty big impact, just with how long this has gone on already. Not to mention if it continues.
Yeah.
So we'll see, like, much higher energy prices, which of course affects the price of everything else, and a lower food supply because of the lack of fertilizers and so forth, and greater cost to transport and to operate agriculture and so forth as well because of the energy costs. And I'm afraid that the legacy that we're going to end up with is that the U.S. and Israel will be responsible for mass starvation in the third world in the next year.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
And yeah, so and this isn't what I want people to think of when they think of the United States.
Yeah.
That the United States started a war unnecessarily that caused half my family to starve to death.
Yeah.
That does not get us goodwill in the world.
No, there ain't a whole lot of goodwill towards us in the world.
I know we've gone so far away from the shining beacon on the hill, the light of liberty, to draw everybody else to trying to. We're not even trying to bring liberty to the Iranian people. We don't care about that.
No.
We didn't care about it in Venezuela either.
Yeah. It's all about that oil.
Yeah. I'm afraid so. And I think that there's a real prospect of having a serious famine across much of what's called the global South.
Yeah.
As a direct result of this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to find a way to put a positive spin, but I just don't have it.
Yeah.
It's frustrating because, I mean, Trump's big campaign thing was, going to bring prices down and going to control inflation and all of that. And all of his policies have done the opposite. I mean, and there's things that he could have done and can still do, I guess, in some ways to try to, although I don't know, I don't think you can put this genie back in the bottle. But I mean, there's things he could have tried to have done to alleviate things, but he hasn't chose that path. his path has been, mess with the markets in a way that's going to not destabilize the markets, but to create more chaos.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to John Quincy Adams'
All right.
speech, which I'm only going to quote a small part of, but you'll recognize this. Most people have heard this. He says, "Wherever the standard of freedom or independence has been or shall be unfurled, there will her heart, her benedictions, and her prayers be. But she goes not abroad in search of monsters to destroy. She is the well-wisher to the freedom and independence of all. She is the champion and vindicator only of her own."
Absolutely. And like freeing up the markets and freeing the people here more would create a stronger economy. I mean, it makes so much sense to go that direction and not the direction we're going.
Yeah, this is such a waste of money,
Oh,
even
yeah.
outside of the moral and ethical implications. This is such a waste of the wealth of the United States.
Yeah.
I do have one more topic that I want to hit before we close out here.
Okay. I wasn't
And
sure if you had
we're at
another
like 50 minutes already, so
plus clips.
well, I was trying to add clips in.
Oh,
We're
okay.
at 48 minutes plus clips. I got like 2.5 minutes of clips. So
All right.
anyway, I just wanted to talk about this little economic issue, which is, total non sequitur. Well, I guess not. We were talking about economic issues in a sense, but
Yeah.
this was just so I was in a chat group. They were talking about, and I can't remember who the primary players were at this point. It wasn't really relevant to me, but they were talking about a particular game developer who went to work for a major studio. I don't remember which one. It was like Bethesda or something, like a big game studio.
Yeah.
And in the course of the development of a particular game, the operations people within the game company came to this guy and said, essentially, like, the game that you're developing, it needs to sell, and it needs to sell a lot. Otherwise, we're going to have to let go of 1,000 people, and you're going to be the one that does it, and everybody's going to know it's your fault.
Huh.
Now-
Welcome to the corporate world.
Yeah. I mean, there's a part of that that's true. That's still pretty shitty.
I'm not saying
Like,
it ain't. I'm not.
that's
But that's the reality of how businesses work.
Yeah, well, the people in this chat did not understand that.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Okay. So then there was a lot of talk about how ridiculous that was and so forth. But like you're saying, the truth is that if you go to work for a major studio and you have a premier game that's coming out, that they've sunk millions of dollars into the development of, you can't be making a niche game.
Yeah.
You need to be making a game with broad appeal that's going to sell a lot of copies so that they can recoup their investment in the development of your game.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to go make niche products, then go work for an independent studio.
I was going to say, go find somewhere small.
There's plenty of independent studios out there, and I love indie games.
Yeah.
I think indie games are much better than the major games for the most part. There's like,
There's
every
exceptions,
once in a
yeah.
while, like there's something that's really awesome that comes out that's, from a AAA studio or whatever. But, but most of my collection is little like $8 to $15 indie games that are incredible.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
So yeah, you can make products that don't have broad appeal, but you can't go make products that don't have broad appeal if you have a studio sinking millions of dollars into your product.
Because it's a question of resources. You can't pour that much resources in and not get that much back out.
Yeah.
Like that's not how businesses work.
Yeah. And so to me, like they're all complaining about this, and I think it's perfectly reasonable for a company to say that we've given you millions of dollars to develop a game. If it doesn't sell, we have to fire people, and it's your fault.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So,
all right. I think they could have approached it differently.
Maybe.
I mean, of course, that could be total hyperbole of how exactly they talked to him about it, but whatever.
Yeah, you're probably getting like his opinion on how it came out.
Yeah,
it
that's
probably
exactly
was,
it.
Yeah.
But like one of the people in the chat, this is what really kind of got me on this.
Yeah.
All right. Is that one of the people in the chat was like, oh, just like everything else in America, it's it's accountable to capitalism, and it should be more like France or New Zealand do with their film industries. Other countries have way better systems. Now,
Okay.
I know that I don't know anything about the New Zealand film industry, but I know that the French film industry, they subsidize a bunch of French products.
Okay.
All right, so they use taxpayer money in one sense to pay for art that they have to subsidize because the people don't want it.
It can't make it in the market.
Right. And there's some levels of this that I kind of understand. Like the French are very protective of their culture and are and always have pushed French culture in ways. And if French cultural films can't make it on their own, I'm not at all surprised that France subsidizes them. And France is pretty socialist anyway.
Yeah.
But I decided I wanted to look into this because my real question was like, who gets to decide which projects get taxpayer funding?
That's a fair question.
Right? And like a bunch of bureaucrats decide which is the important art that's being produced in France, because that's how it works when art gets subsidized in a lot of places.
Yeah.
All right. So I looked into this a lot more deeply, and it's the subsidies are handled mostly through the Centre National du Cinéma et de l'Image Animée, CNC is what they go by.
All right.
And it's the National Centers of Cinema. That's essentially what that means. And there's two kinds of subsidies. There are automatic subsidies and selective subsidies. Now, the concern, of course, is the selective subsidies.
Yeah.
And what's happened is film proposals, scripts maybe, or maybe just pitches.
Yeah.
I had a hard time getting
a specific,
like too deep into it. It probably depends on what level the film is in production and so forth. But anyway, proposals are reviewed by expert committees, which include filmmakers, critics, industry professionals, etc. And the selective subsidies are given based on perceived by these committees artistic quality, cultural value, and of course diversity goals.
You gotta throw that one in there.
And so
I do wonder, how long have they used this type of system?
I don't know. It's been a long time though, because
that's the I would assume it had been a long time, and which is I wonder when they added in the diversity.
Oh,
I'm sure that wasn't a thing in the 80s.
No, probably not.
just like spinning my wheels here.
Now, and of course they're doing this to try and help their own. I'm going to say local, although I do mean like all of France.
Yeah.
Their own national filmmaking to compete with Hollywood.
Yeah,
like that's the problem.
That's the idea. Yeah, they're trying to compete with the free market.
Yeah, yeah. Now the automatic subsidies are kind of interesting too, though, and this one makes more sense to me. And I will say that it's not direct taxpayer money that actually goes to these things. It is taxpayer money that goes to these things, but they collect it in an interesting way, which is there are essentially duties placed on ticket sales, streaming revenues, etc.
Yeah.
So it's like they're taking money out of the industry and putting it back into the industry in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
There is some like more direct taxpayer stuff, but
that's one portion.
Yeah. And of course, like all of these things are taxpayer, because what happens is those costs get passed on
to
the people there. But essentially, like if you buy a ticket to a movie in France, you're paying a premium that's going into a fund that goes to subsidize French filmmaking.
More movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the automatic ones, if a film or a series performs well commercially, the creators earn credits that they can invest into future products.
Okay.
Which is actually kind of an interesting idea.
I mean, that's almost like a free market.
Yeah, at least it's rewarding performance.
Yeah, it's rewarding. Yeah, exactly.
Now, when I say that, though, you think, oh, so the writers, the directors, the cinematographers, the people that actually, the artists in this get credits that they can use to invest in future projects of theirs, right?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like, right?
I mean, that's what you said. Yeah.
That's not what I said.
Okay.
I said that the creators. Now, apparently, when France says creators, they mean the production companies, the distributors, and the theaters themselves.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah. So it doesn't go back into the art side, it goes back into the commercial side.
Yeah. That's strange. The French, man, what do they know?
Yeah. And as for the selective proposals, you know, the claim is that it allows them to make films that wouldn't be commercially viable, but have, or may not be commercially viable, but can have a large cultural impact.
Yeah.
So
it's
then
it's a way for us to engineer the culture.
Yeah. Yeah. In some ways, yeah. And try and export French culture elsewhere, mostly in Europe, but also to the U.S.
Yeah.
And probably China too, because you know. So then I started looking for, and I should have written down the name of the film, because I actually watch a lot of small independent art house and foreign films anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I like this kind of stuff. I'm not really so into the big US blockbusters.
Yeah.
Like, that's generally not my thing. There's like, if I want like a thoughtless night, you know, I'll sit down and watch F1. And I'll be honest, I liked F1. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was a fun film, but it didn't leave me like thinking about stuff afterwards. And I like stuff that leaves me thinking about things afterwards. So
Not Super Mario Brothers.
No, I don't remember that. I did watch that, but I don't remember it at all.
The second one came out yesterday.
I don't even remember like the general plot.
Really? So
Yeah. It was completely mindless.
It was that mindless.
Yep. So, I got off track. Now I don't know what I was talking about. Anyway, there was some example that kept coming up that won a bunch of awards.
Yeah.
And had mild commercial success was how it was described, but as far as I could tell, it wasn't really commercial success.
Yeah.
That they sold more tickets because they won a bunch of awards.
And people went because it won the awards.
Yeah, but it didn't have any kind of broad appeal, and it was an LGBTQIAA whatever, LGBTT2QQIAAP film, and set in, and it was a period piece, so it was like about this lesbian woman in 19th century France or something. All right, so that was the example that I kept coming across because it's fairly recent, and it said it had a large cultural global impact. And so then I'm like, well, how can it have large global impact if not many people saw it? And
well, we played it all over the world. A lot of people didn't come see it.
Well, no, but here's what happened. It won a bunch of awards. It was talked about within film circles. It gets shown in film schools.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And things like this.
Captive audience.
Yeah, so it really was just this kind of incestuous thing. Like its global cultural impact was on the cinema culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're making it for themselves.
Yeah.
And then they're getting funded by the taxpayer to make things for themselves.
Yeah. Crazy.
But the bottom line is that they are using everybody else's money to fund projects that wouldn't make enough money to be funded otherwise.
In a free market.
Yeah. Now, that's probably not actually true. You can go pitch to individual wealthy people. Of course, they've had and wealth has immigrated out of France because of their policies.
Yeah.
So
imagine
maybe,
that.
you know.
Like, yeah.
But at any rate, and then of course they charge fees to outside organizations that do things in France. So all the streaming services, etc.
Yeah.
And of course, if Netflix made a French subsidiary, they could actually collect some of that money back to the French subsidiary through the automatic
yeah.
subsidies.
Subsidy, yeah.
Which I think is really funny.
Yeah.
Now, it would have to be a French production, probably French language, or at least mostly French language, mostly French actors, etc. Yeah. But Netflix is both a production company and a distributor, so they could do this.
Yeah.
They actually do have French films that they produce.
Yeah.
Here, so if they created a French subsidiary and released those films through the French subsidiary, they could collect subsidies.
Yeah.
In the future, which I think's. Yeah, I just think that that's funny.
Yeah.
But there's a real problem with funding art through subsidies, through government subsidies, is that you're collecting money from taxpayers to produce, we'll just say art as a general term, because it can be anything in this case, to produce art that people aren't interested in seeing, or they wouldn't need the subsidy.
Exactly.
And that's supposed to be somehow a better system than, at least according to this one guy in the chat, than what we do here, which, I mean, there's plenty of subsidy that goes on in this country for art as well.
Oh, yeah.
But that's supposed to be a better system than a free market system where the projects are created that people want.
Yeah.
Or they fail and they don't get created.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how it's better to steal from people so that projects can be created that they don't want to see.
Yeah, right.
That's like taking money from me for education when I don't have any kids.
Yeah, but you care about education.
I care about education, but I could give the money on my own. Like, if the government wasn't taking the money, I'd have more money to give to other things.
Yeah. Oh man, so
go ahead.
I'm trying to remember the specifics. I should have wrote it down when I saw it. But I was watching, I don't watch a whole lot of mainstream news anymore, but I was watching it the other day, and I guess in Washington State, they've passed some kind of millionaires tax. And so they had millionaires, and they passed it. So the guy was like, I guess the governor or whatever was like, it was like the signing ceremony. But they had all these millionaires come out to talk about how great this was. And of course, they all had the same little pitch, I'm proud to pay this money. It's good that this money's coming back into our state and blah, blah, blah. And all I could think the whole time.
Meanwhile, they're closing on their house in Oregon tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. I was like, they're saying this, but the truth is nothing was stopping them, because they were talking about it was going to go to education. That's where the money was going to go, that this was going to go to our schools here in state and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, that's fine and great. Nobody was stopping you from donating to education in the first place.
Yeah.
You could have been doing this the whole time. You didn't need the arm of the government to come reach in your pocket. But you're on the podium right now talking about how proud you are that the government's got their arm in your pocket. I don't know. It blew my mind.
Yeah. That is public relations, what they were doing.
Yeah, well, it was. I mean, I'd never heard of any of these people, but apparently they were prominent in Washington State.
Yeah, Soak the Rich has been a very popular campaign strategy in democracies forever, because there are a few rich and a lot of poor.
Yeah.
And so the poor are perfectly happy for the government to reach into the pockets of the rich. It's like a big ethical question, right? Like, if the goal is for the greater good, like, is it better that you take from some people to try to equalize living standards, or is it more ethical to give people the protection of what they have so that they'll strive to achieve or to accumulate or whatever? To make them feel comfortable in what, which is better? Is it to protect people's property so that they do the things that they need to acquire more, which we would say in a free market that the way you acquire more is by giving other people what they want.
Yeah, by providing a
Right.
service.
So you incentivize people to innovate and to provide more to others by protecting their property? Or is it better not to protect their property and to take their property so that poor people can be slightly less poor?
Yeah, and can be propped up.
Mm-hmm.
I doesn't make any sense to
Now,
me.
I certainly have my opinion on it, but it is a real ethical question, and of course, the high levels of humanities academics being what they are, they generally fall on the other side, which is that the greater good is to take money away from people who have achieved a lot and to give it to people that haven't.
So they're on the taxpayer pride side.
I guess so. I guess so.
I have taxpayer pride. I'm glad you're taking more of my money.
And when I read about these things, what I keep coming across is, more systems in place to prevent the accumulation of unearned wealth. It's like, who decides what's unearned?
Yeah.
Right? Like you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I want the government in charge of.
Well, and this would be an academic, right? But even then,
Wow.
Exactly. We could talk about that more in the future. I actually find the whole ethics question really fascinating.
Yeah.
Because you can make a good faith argument on both the side of a complete free enterprise system and a communist system.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get the argument from the other side. Just the problem is I think you end up with a lot of people that are just dependent upon the system.
Yeah. And you've taken away incentive to innovate and to overachieve.
Yeah, exactly.
So in the long run, are you better off trying to equalize living standards or giving the people the incentives to push technology forward, which provides more for everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is kind of the question. That's the way I look at it in a lot of ways anyway.
Yeah.
That seems to be a major part that's kind of left out of the equation as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But that's speaking as a free market absolutist.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. You guys can think about that question for next time. If you have opinions, you can always email me, michael@thelibertymike.com. And our website is thelibertymike.com. And is next week the problem week?
Next week is a minor problem. The week after is not going to happen.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll be here next week, though.
Yeah. Next week we'll figure something out. It's a little complicated, but it can be done.
Yeah. In the meantime, you can follow us on Facebook. You can subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, Podbean, like and share, comment. Email me at michael@thelibertymike.com. Leave reviews, etc. All these engagements do matter.
Make nasty comments on the memes I post.
Yeah,
it's
that's fine too.
I'm used to it. At least I'm getting used to it.
Yeah.
It was a rough week.
Oh, I'm about to find out, I guess, when we go to post this thing. But do all the interactions help the algorithm find us.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, it finds us.
Yeah. Not enough. I feel like I
want
more.
It comes and goes,
which is why I don't look at this stuff. Like, I understand the addictive quality of social media things, which is why I stay off of it.
That's a smart move.
Yeah. And I have an addictive personality, I'm aware.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's a shame.
I get way too caught up in the number of views and downloads and likes and stuff like that. I just want to stay away from it.
Yeah. Don't take the pill.
Yeah. So we'll be back next week when we finally get this right. And in the meantime, try to stay free.
Life short, live free.
Ciao.
Later.